Hello, we're back with this thing. A higher octave. I literally have no idea what the fuck this game is about. I don't know who I am, what I'm doing, and so far we've went through a game of, I don't know what the fuck that game is. It looks kind of epic though, so yeah, epic game, but I have no idea what the hell. So far, we've met an arrogant prince who thinks everyone is below him, and I hate this guy so bad. I hope he is not the character I play as. And an epic fucking general. Wind Day. Wind Day. 24th. Sextilius AM. 313. I don't know what the fuck this is, so let's just continue. We're in a classroom. Good afternoon, student. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, professor. Good afternoon, class. I am red. I am very red today. The students are gogging at me, probably wondering why their teacher looks awfully young. Goggling, whatever. And is wearing the same school uniform as them. Your teacher for this course is Professor Jonathan Poe. I am not, however, Professor Jonathan Poe. My name is Franz Bron. I can't pronounce his name. I'm a senior, and Professor Poe is an advisor for my capstone project. I was asked to stand in for the professor today during his absence. I think that's best not to mention that this is the first time I ever taught a class. I told the professor as much in protest, but he said I could just say whatever I want to say about magic. Well, let's see how this goes. Welcome to Introduction to Magical Science. It sounds harmless enough, right? Well, maybe so, but by the end of this semester, you will have encountered almost every topic that you will be studying in detail over the next 4 years. So, you should probably open your notebooks. As half the freshmen scramble for pen and paper, I wonder what kind of student my professors thought I would become. These days, I'm regarded as very analytical, but how much of that was due to my own effort, and how much of that was due to the gauntlet that is Introduction to Magical Suffering? The fuck? As we used to call it. Okay, it's a nickname. I was like, shit. Just think, 3 months ago, these freshmen were still middle school students, oblivious to the woes and worries of the world. 4 short years ago, I was the same as them. Well, they knew what they were getting themselves into when they decided to study the science of magic in a what the fuck is this word? Fuck it. The class is finally quieted down. Time to start my first lesson. So, magic. I'm sure everyone here has used it before. As long as you have a bit of mana in it, you can use magic. You in the front row. I chose a girl at random. When was the first time you cast a spell? I think I was 7. I touched a wick of a candle and it started burning. Congratulations, you're normal. Some freshmen are giggling, though I wasn't actually trying to be funny. Most people unconsciously start using magic as a child, and learn to control it as they grow up. But although you can use magic now, you probably don't know how you're able to do that. Or why some of you are good with fire magic, while some others are better with water magic. Or why you can sometimes summon a particular spell, but have no idea how to do it again. What we call the science of magic is kind of the roadmap that we've made that will help you better understand these things. I'm butchering the sentence. I stop and observe the freshmen. They seem interested enough in the subject. Well, maybe. Now that I'm up here, it's really hard to tell who's genuinely interested and who's staring right through me. As you all know, there are 5 magical traits that a human can have. These are courage, intelligence, willpower, faith, and compassion. You know, considering we've been playing Magical Diary, I'm thinking, okay, which one's red, which one's blue, green, and I'm trying to think. Okay, so courage is red, intelligence is blue, willpower is green, go Green Lanterns, whatever. Faith is white, and compassion is black. That is what I've gotten from, like, from my time playing in frickin' the Magical Diary game. But you know what? I like this. This is kind of cool. This is the second game that has, like, these are both set in a magical setting, in a school, sort of. But their types of magic are completely different, and I like how they're, like, fleshing out, like, what their magic can do, and this is just the second episode, so this is interesting. Let's see what the lore behind a higher octave magic is, differentiates than, like, a Magical Diary's magic. Any magic is based on one or a combination of these traits. For example, water magic is based on intelligence. In addition, there are 4 types of magical abilities that can act on those 5 traits. There are summon, amplify, nullify, and transform. I read 4. What's the 5th one? Do not confuse magical traits with magical abilities. Remember, the abilities use the traits. Okay, you're forgetting one. The act of applying a magical ability is called invoke. Oh shit, I can't pronounce that. Let's return to our water magic example. Most basic water magic, of course, is to make water appear. Whether you want to attack an enemy or to water your houseplants, the principle is the same. The water spell is cast by invoking the summon ability on the intelligence trait. I picked a piece of chalk and wrote down a magical formula on the blackboard. Water equals summon, intelligence. This is what we call a magical formula. This one defines the formation of our simple water spell. You read that as invoke the summon ability to use the power of intelligence. I faced the freshman again. It's really one of the simplest magic formulation. It only requires one invocation. I'm never gonna be able to pronounce it. God damn it, I don't know if that shows up on the recording, because I should probably check that. I still don't know what that is. Summon is the most basic magical ability. If a magic spell makes any kind of physical matter appear or materialize, it most certainly involves summon. Fire is summon on courage. Wind is summon on faith. Don't worry, you'll have these memorized by next week. And then there's amplify, which means to increase some aspect of your magic, to make it stronger, faster, larger. For example, a magician can increase the force of gravity by invoking amplify on willpower. Or, for example, one more combination of using amplify is to strengthen a summon spell. I write a new formulation below the water. Flood. Amplify water. Essentially, the flood is the stronger version of water. So say you invoke summon on intelligence. If, before you release the magic from your hand, you invoke amplify on top of it, you'll cast flood instead of water. Well, I'm sure this all sounds simple, but in practice, chaining 2 different abilities together like this is considered a high-level technique. Oh my god, this sounds like an actual sodding lecture. And I love it. Seriously, this is probably the most in-depth I've ever gotten on, like, how magic works in a world. For the most part, in most video games, when you get magic, it's like, put ability point in this magic. Now you can summon a fucking hurricane. End of discussion. No how or why. This is actually pretty interesting. and I love it. It's just so... This game is actually better than I thought it was when I started the first episode. I haven't played any of this. Like, with Magical Diary, I kind of went ahead and played through the entire game like 7 to 8 times because I just put on fast forward and just stopped it on new parts while I was discovering story. That's kind of cool. But this is... Like, even with that, I'm comparing it to Magical Diary a lot because this is the only other game that I've played that you're in school learning magic. I know that this game isn't all about it, but I like this part so far. In fact, on this menu button... Okay, here, you see, this guy he shows up, like, 3 times. I don't know what that means, but... I really hope I can see him more. I like this character's arc because just the sheer... I cannot praise this enough because this is going into like how magic works in this world. I love that bit of world building. Like with Magical Diary, we just kind of got like this what each magic represents. God. Sorry about that. I don't know how to cut that out, or I would. God damn it. Anyways, the world building is, like, amazing. Like, I like when you... Like, in Magical Diary, they gave you, like, what each magic did. But that's about it. Like, we have no idea why I could cast, like, Entangled, or how it works. You just go to class, say fail, or... Like, you succeeded, gained 3 points in this magic. You don't... Nothing. It made the game quicker, I'll admit, but it also lacked on the whole magic. But this one's like, okay, so, each... you get traits, just an entire explanation puts it in there, but that was awesome. The girl I spoke to earlier raises her hand. I've always assumed that the strongest version of water is ice. A common misconception. Ice, in fact, is much more complex magic spell. It's something we call a combination magic, or combo magic, because it involves more than one trait. To cast ice, you have to combine water, which is based on intelligence, and freeze, which is based on courage. I erase the blackboard and write the magic formula for ice. As you see, the formula, there are 2 I will never pronounce that word. If somebody could tell me how to pronounce that, I will be grateful. That combines to cast the spell. Oh, and nullify is just the opposite of amplify, if you were wondering. It makes something become less. Some of the freshmen looks confused. Well, guys, no pain, no gain. This formula looks completed. What the fuck am I even reading? I can't do English. Take a look at this. If you want to make your ice spell even stronger, Ice Storm. Or if Ice Storm isn't good enough for you, there's always Blizzard. Oh my god! The freshmen look grim as I put down the chalk. Some of them might be having second thoughts about taking magical science as their major. Don't panic, it's really not that complicated once you understand the basics. Okay. The sound of the bell is an effect on the freshmen akin to a revival spell. It's not too off on the mark, come to think of it. Sounds like the sound of the bell is produced by a magical machine that summons wind to ring a small bell and then amplifies the resulting sound wave. Oh well, alright, I didn't even mention magic machines. The study of magic machines belongs to the magical engineering department, but us magical scientists are expected to understand the basic principles of their design and function. Well, I'll leave that to Professor Poe, assuming he doesn't make me do this again. I don't know, he did very well. I think he did very well. I have had teachers that were way less interesting than this. Of course, I haven't had many subjects that deal in letting me summon a fucking blizzard. I follow the freshmen out of the classroom. I'm as happy as they are that the lesson's ended. I'm not really cut out for teaching, I think. I don't know, I liked it. I know Professor Poe is busy preparing for the Symposium tomorrow, but how could he just push his job to me? What did he see in me? Speaking of Symposium, I remember I have my own preparations to make. Professor Poe wants me to discuss the research that I'm doing for my final year project. My project. It's hopeless if you ask me. But tomorrow I need to sell the ideal to a room full of professionals. Damn it. An annual symposium held by the Convention di Ovato, I can't pronounce that really, is not a mere school event, even though it takes place in a, I can't pronounce, conservator. Fucking damn it. This game has way too many words that I don't know how to pronounce. That makes me feel stupid. It will be attended by many renowned mages from across Overturn. After all, this is the most prestigious school of magic, science, and engineering in the city. I don't know what people will think when they see a teenager presenting a school project in Symphonium. I mean, I haven't even started on the project yet. I stride down the hallway towards the main entrance, paying little attention to the dwindling masses of students. It really is a beautiful institution. A few hours in these halls will be entirely empty. At such times, you would be hard-pressed to identify this place as a school. The conservator is as elegant as a lord's mansion. I recognize some of my classmates in the hallway, but I'm not close enough with any of them to bother with greeting and such niceties. Well, it's hardly a surprise. We're strangers who happen to be sharing the same road of life. After this year, we'll go our own separate ways. Hey, friends! Well, here comes an outlitter. I turn in the direction of the cheerful, blah blah. I forgot the H. Cheerful female voice. Oh fuck, Franz, where have you been? I thought you didn't have classes in the afternoon today. I know I said I'm not close to most students here, but there are exceptions. Hey, Aerith, have you? Aerith. It's Aerith or Aerith. Fuck it, it's Aerith because it's the closest pronunciation I have. You been looking for me? This is Aerith Bayeth. Fuck these names! Yes, Franz, I've been looking everywhere for you. I was dying to see you. She is not my girlfriend. Don't worry, love, I'm here for you now. Repeat, not my girlfriend. So, where have you been? Around, where have you been looking? The cafeteria. And just the cafeteria. You were just having your afternoon tea. Bingo, you know me so well, don't you? That's actually pretty funny. You're just easy to read. Is that a fang? Aerith has this particular way of laughing her heart out, just as pleasant. That's just as pleasant to watch and makes you want to laugh along with her. We start walking. I was teaching a class. Professor Poe asked me to fill in for him. Whoa, cool. It's really not that exciting. Are you sure? I bet you were checking out the girls. Was I? Might have. The class did have a fair share of cuties. God damn it, man! I'm not a pervert like you, Aerith. Uh-huh, but you thought some of them were cute, didn't you? Am I blushing? Because maybe she's not the only one who's easy to read. It's almost sundown when we leave the conversation. Fuck this word. The Consfer building. That's what it's called now, the Consfer. Because that's all I can ever pronounce of it. There are more people outside than inside, most of who are getting ready to go home. While we're walking towards the street outside, the Consfer courtyard, a girl I didn't recognize notices us and waves. She's wearing the same uniform as which means she's a magical engineering student. Must be one of Aerith's friends. Hey! Aerith greets the girl. Hey Aerith, going home? No, Franz is just taking me out. Not Aerith makes wild gestures to suggest how romantic this all is. Was? Aerith drops her seat in a hurry. Actually, yes, I'm going home. Oh gods, are you kidding me? The girl chuckles at Aerith's little joke and they start chatting. Aerith certainly has social skills. She's the kind of person who can make friends naturally with almost anyone. Sometimes I wish I could too, but then again. Okay, bye then. See you tomorrow, Aerith. The girl turns to me. Bye, friends. Bye. The girl walks away after saying her goodbyes. Do I know her? Oh my god, friends! I connect with friends. Me and him have so many similar issues. I can't make friends worth shit. I asked Aerith. Maybe. Wouldn't you remember somebody you met? Not at all. I often meet people whom I don't know, but who seem to know me. This is why you don't have many friends. Well, maybe she knows you because you're famous. Am I famous? Aren't you the top student in the Department of Magical Science? I am not like him in that direction. I am not a top student whatever on anything. There's no denying that my intelligence has helped me earn good grades. I may or may not have been named that at one time. These days, though, it's more likely that Professor Poe's and my research project that's causing a buzz. Outside the conservatory, the streets are crowded with people who just finished work and are jostling to go home. Aerith and I are crossing the street to a crowded Omni Bus. Bitchin' name, by the way, Omni Bus. That is some bitchin' naming. We get in line behind a dozen other people. Aerith stands in front of me. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bitch, there's 7, not 12. If you count the guard, there's 8. If you count Aerith, there's 9. You're missing 3 people. I like the art style. It's a little sketchy, but it's nice. It's a very nice art style. I can appreciate the art style of this game. Speaking of that, I should probably get back to doing Valkyrie Chronicles now that I've gotten some. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this before I upload Magical, like the final of Magical Diary. Yeah, I finished. I'm bulk recording. Meaning, go me. Isn't this line a little too long? She turns back to face me. Can't be helped, it's rush hour. If there are 7 people in front of you in rush hour, fuck that, man. Across the street, just outside the conservate. I can't pronounce all that well. I see a student picked up by a personal chauffeur in a carriage. He gets into the chauffeur and pops down in the back seat, while the driver sits in front. Is that what this thing is? I don't know if you can see it or not. And drives. Once he's comfortable, his driver uses fake magic to manipulate the wind around the vehicle. The carriage floats in the air and presumably off to home. I want my own carriage too. I give Aerith that says, who does? Gives us Aerith a look that says, who doesn't? Oh, Franz, you're gifted in faith, aren't you? Yes, but I don't own a carriage. At least you'll be able to fly one of those one day. Oh, I know. When I get a carriage, you'll drive me around, okay? Anything to make you happy, my dear. Then you'll buy me a carriage? You know what? Though I guess I should look for a girlfriend rich enough to have her own carriage. Aerith tries to fake a sulking proud, but the corners on her lips are slightly raised. A different kind of carriage whizzes by. At the back sits a man and a woman. while the driver again sits up front. Unlike the previous carriage, however, this one, the driver isn't controlling the air movements directly. Instead, he simply places his hand on the metal pad. You can always get one of those magic machine carriages. There's that option too. You don't need to be gifted in fate to drive that kind of carriage, because the magic machine will do the summoning. But I'd still rather make you my driver. She says that with a wide grin. I love this. This is epic. This is like a mix between like Victorian England and this is lovely. I am like pleasantly surprised by this world. I don't know how much the character. This seems nice. This seems like a good place. I like this. The world building alone, I like. Okay, a few seconds pass and another carriage flies along the streets. And then another. More people come and stand behind me. It's hot and stuffy in this crowd, even though we're outside. At last we see an Omni Bus turn a corner and head our way. Okay, so these are Omni Buses. Those I see in the background, there's like little carriages, and so that's an Omni Bus. Its flying platform is designed to carry 36 passengers at most. Okay, 12, 24... 40 people. Yes, I had to do math. But it's packed to the brim. There's no chance that we fit on there. I told you it'd be crowded. And I told you this is normal, friends. Rush hour. Aerith is right. At this hour, the omnibuses are always full of probes. The proletariat... Proletariat? Okay, coming home from the factory. I don't feel like standing here. Let's just go. You're very snobby for someone who can't afford a carriage. I have nothing against proles. I just don't find the idea of standing on a bus platform with more than 4 dozen other people terribly exciting. You have an attitude of an aristocrat. I don't know whether it's good or bad. Fake it until you make it right. Fake it till you make it, right? Alright guys, so as we headed direction of an aristocratic neighborhood, the pros don't commute through that area, so the omnibuses won't be crowded. I look up and see the dimming orange of the western sky. The sun has just now set. As the city darkens, a man in uniform walks to a nearby pole on the sidewalk. When he gets there, he raises his hand and points to the top of the pole. A ball of amber light appears and hovers a few inches above the pole, illuminating the surrounding area. So it goes across Overture every night. The workers of one of the illuminators employed by the government to brighten city streets. If you catch the right luminous omnibus at rush hour, you can see the results of the results of hundreds of these illuminators' effects. Overturn is slowly starting to twinkle as you guide over the city. The city's modern look and its clean, almost shiny, multi-story buildings and brick-paved streets are teeming with flying carriages. There are magicians everywhere, and magic machines are installed on every street corner. Overturn is glorious. Not just the city of magic. The city of magic. I love this! I love the world building it's doing in this just little bit. So good. I love like the work. It's obviously put a lot of work going into this world, and I'm gonna have to like get you guys later because I'll see you guys later. But but I love this game. And I'll see you guys later.